get to the Disney investor wrap up. I don't want to keep this is not a long story for us. This is basically Rob Liefeld, the guy who created this guy who created Deadpool. He hates Disney now.
Oh yeah.
He hates Disney now. And Homeboy posted this, tough times for the mouse. And he just kind of put this up there. And this is what it is. Let me read this, and then I want to get your opinion on the first paragraph, Loki. In its latest investor report, Disney cited Thunderbolts, $382 million, Pixar's Elio, $144 million, as key reasons for a $21 million operating loss in its content sale licensing division department. A steep drop from the $254 million gained it reported during the same quarter last year. Any thoughts?
Yeah. Okay. So Rob and other creatives, especially, I can't remember the name of the guy. I'm sure you do. The guy who worked on X-Men 97.
Bo DeMayo.
Okay. So both of these guys have had to deal with producers and executives at Disney that absolutely positively do not care what happened with comics. They don't care about the stories. They don't care about the characters. They don't care about what makes sense. They only care about leaving their stamp. Now, remember, these are producers leaving their stamp on these shows and movies. That is not what they need. They need people that know comics. They need people that know these characters. They need people that know these stories to leave that impression on these movies and these TV shows. We don't need an executive to go, I don't think they're going to get that. Let's just make them all purple, Holly. We'll paint them all purple, and those will be the bad guys. And all the good guys will be dressed in blue because the audience isn't going to care anyway. You're wrong. Comic book nerds go to these movies. Comic book nerds watch these shows. Guess what? The people that are watching that don't know the difference between any of this stuff, they don't care. They're not going to come back. They're just doing what's popular. The thing they need is authenticity. And guess what they don't have? They don't have authenticity because these executives and these producers don't care. They just want to leave their stamp on something. These guys have talked about it. Rob's talked about it. The guy behind X-Men 97's talked about it. They need people that actually care about these shows, characters, and the lore behind them to be in charge of them instead of these dip nut weasels that think, well, we know.
Yeah, I get you. No, let me read the second paragraph. While Lilo and Stitch was also released in the quarter and performed well at the box office, making over $1 billion, it wasn't enough to offset the losses from Thunderbolts and Elio. Imagine that. Lilo, just what you said, from what I hear, that movie was made with love and care and was a pretty small budget compared to the other films. And what they're probably thinking is that, hey, we're going to be doing Lilo and Stitch 2 live action. Let's save some of those other characters or whatever. Let's do this live action well. But it wasn't enough, Loki. It wasn't. No. And from what I hear, Elio was pretty good. I don't know. I didn't see it. I did see Thunderbolts. It was okay. It probably would have been good like 10 years ago. Like, better reaction, better, audience reaction. What are your thoughts on that, though?
Thunderbolts isn't going to save the MCU.
No.
Fantastic Four isn't going to save the MCU, obviously.
Nope.
As soon as that first week was done with Fantastic Four and all of us guys like Polly and me and Nerdrotic and everybody else that was going to review it, once they saw it, nobody else seemed to show up and watch it, did they? It's like that 80% drop after the first week was, well, all the streamers have seen it. And now the general audience is going.
It was an 80% drop on that Friday, which still is horrible. That's disaster. 67% drop the entire weekend, which is really bad, it is very bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They can't get over that. They need something that is going to be a home run. And so far, they can't seem to get out of their own way. Let me say something. Yeah, there's some superhero fatigue, but you come up with something that blasts the doors off of everybody that everybody has to go see before it comes out on streaming. Paulie, I went and saw Avengers, whatever. It was absolutely awesome. You got to go see it. Go see it right now. None of that water cooler talk has happened at all. You know what I want? I want Fantastic Four Coke bottles. I want 60 Coke bottles, 60 era Coke bottles with Fantastic Four on. Bring back the 60s for Coca-Cola with Fantastic Four. Do you know what they're doing? They've got Star Wars stuff on their Coke bottles instead. I want Pepsi. I want Mountain Dew. I want
no more Mountain Dew for you. No more Mountain Dew.
No more Mountain Dew or I just want to see it. I want to go to Burger King and then offer me 4 glass tumblers with Fantastic Four on them. Bring back the stuff that made these summer blockbusters just so cool and awesome to be a part of. And they won't do that because they're getting in their own way and they're tripping over themselves because they can't stop getting in their own way.
Let me ask you this really quickly.
Yeah.
So with what you just said, is Superman that feel-good movie comparatively? Because it's got legs now. And it's doing, I mean, you know, I liked both films, but I loved Superman. I saw it 3 times. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what Superman made me do? Superman made me come home and pull out my Blu-rays of the 90s cartoon and rewatch The Adventures of Superman. The same, although, dude, I love that cup. The same anime that connected with Batman, the animated series, that went into Justice League. It made me want to go back and watch all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it reminded me of 90s Superman. Now, did Superman get his butt kicked those first 3 years in the... Yes, he did. He got his butt kicked all the time. But that's because he was just starting out and he was just becoming Superman. He's not this gigantic force that's been there the whole time, that's fought all the supervillains. It's a learning curve. And just like in Superman the movie, you're starting off in what, year 3, end of year 3,
basically
whatever
year
it was.
3, yeah. But
he's
probably
still
like the biggest, probably one of the biggest foes he's had to face. Because even though it's year 3, maybe the first couple of years were like, you know, local, you know, robbers and shit like that.
Saving cats out of trees and doing what Superman does. And
but
now he's
if
got to fight
the
something.
same thing, if he does the same thing in the next Superman, I'll have problems with that. It's like, all right, you got through your rookie year, boom, let's go.
Let's go.
But I loved him, man. I love the actor. I thought it was a lot of fun. You know, sure, you can, you know, everyone's got their problems, but back to that, what you said, I think James Gunn gave the audience what it wanted.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then he's got a lot to do because he's resetting the universe.
And it's not dark. And it's not, I understand people were like, either they hated the dark or they liked how dark it was or whatever. It's not that universe anymore. This is why they could not keep Cavill. Me and Paul have talked about this multiple times. The reason why he couldn't keep Cavill is he wants nothing to do with that dark universe. He wants to create something more like the comic books. So I get that and understand that. For everybody out there that was like, James Gunn screwed over Henry Cavill because of... No, that was The Rock. That was Dwayne Johnson that was like, oh, we're going to bring you back and we're going to do this and it's going to be so great. And those promises didn't come into effect. James Gunn came in and said, whoa. I'm rebooting. We are rebooting and starting over because we want to start with a different tone. I understand that. You want it to be yours. You don't want it to be connected to the old universe. I get it. I'm hoping it works because I enjoyed it. I sat back. I had a good time. We ate popcorn, had bubble gum, and kicked some butt in the theater. I enjoyed it. Fantastic Four was, but at least Superman was good. I walked out and I felt like, you know what? I didn't waste my money on a crappy movie. That says a lot in 2025.